Designed with the driver in mind, the all-new Mazda CX-90 is the perfect blend of high-performance appearance and world-class refinement. Right now, get 0.9% financing on the all-new CX-90 at Baton Rouge's Mazda dealer. Team Mazda, a member of the Team Automotive Group.
That would be concerning and maybe set a precedent moving forward.
If you have plans to be outside, you might hit a couple of these little passing showers.
A drug bust and a few arrests made. Look at what they hauled in here.
Good morning. Happy Tuesday.
Welcome back to it, Hank. This is, look, having Liz back on the morning show is obviously, it makes sense. I mean, look, we actually, our viewers are coming back.
I don't think so.
But in a setting like this, I mean, it's absolutely needed and required. You might be able to see the sunrise over there, but not nearly as bright as...
What? Matt Williams, I love you.
I just need gifts. I need gifts for the kids. And that's what I'm sucking up.
The check is coming in the mail tomorrow. Don't you worry about that.
But look, Steve, it's great. I mean, to have Liz back, I mean, it's just like family's back. Johnny can stay on the boat for a while.
Steve's laughing because he's like, it's true. Yep.
I knew it.
Yep, you stay on that cruise for a hot minute, Johnny. That's it. He's probably watching this now.
You know, it's funny. I was trying to send Johnny a text. It was over the weekend.
Yeah.
And I continue to get these messages on my phone that Johnny Asian is unavailable right now.
Of course.
Yeah. They
He's
have
so
entire decks
distant and disconnected on his cruise right now. You can't even reach him.
Not a care in the world as he's sailing out there.
That's right.
How about it, Steve? Meanwhile, we're waking up to some colder temperatures, albeit not too bad. This is normal for us.
Yeah, not bad. Probably a little warmer wherever Johnny is right now, but out part of the world, it is a chilly start this morning. We've got anywhere from the mid-30s to low 40s. Baton Rouge 41 right now. It's cold as 35 in Macomb, but even Gonzales running a little colder than surrounding spots, checking in at 36. There's that Sky 9 view once again. Bright sunshine now appearing as some high clouds that we had late last night and overnight are beginning to exit to the east. I think going forward through today, mainly sunny skies, and after the chilly start, turns into a really nice day. Upper 50s at noon, highs in the low to mid 60s. That's still below normal, but a little warmer than it was yesterday. The main headline continues to be a rainy pattern arriving later this week, especially by late Thursday. So giving you a first alert to that. Let me walk you through it on the European model. We pick it up around daybreak on Thursday, tracking a warm front in the Gulf of Mexico. So as that warm front lifts northward through the day on Thursday, much of the rain's going to be more focused in East Texas and western Louisiana. But by Thursday evening, Thursday night, we think some of those showers and storms start to move in. Here we are now moving into the overnight, the pre-dawn hours of Friday. Showers and storms rumbling across the area. They continue to move eastward slowly. So around daybreak on Friday, starting to see maybe some of the activity shift eastward, and then potentially a little bit of a lull during the day on Friday. However, note that this front kind of puts on the brakes, and as that stalls somewhere in our general vicinity, that'll help additional rounds of showers and storms develop into the weekend. Here's what the Weather Prediction Center has for rain amounts, still showing anywhere from 2.5 to 5 inches of rain on average across our part of the world here over the next 7 days. So good soaking on the way. They are a little bit above some of the model guidance, but regardless of exact numbers, it should be a good soaking. And with that, could be some locally heavy rain, especially Thursday night, Friday morning. The Weather Prediction Center posting a 1 out of 4 marginal risk of flooding area wide. Now gave you a heads up yesterday that thought there might be at least a low-end severe weather threat, and right now Storm Prediction Center has added in just west of Baton Rouge Thursday into Friday morning a 1 out of 5 marginal risk of severe weather. Don't be surprised if that gets expanded a little bit eastward. One other thing I did not mention, we do have a freeze warning tomorrow morning near and north of Baton Rouge. I think the main threat of what would be a brief light freeze is going to be a little bit north of the capital city. I've got our lows tomorrow morning in the mid-30s, highs again tomorrow in the 60s, but rain's moving in later Thursday. So round 1 late Thursday, early Friday, maybe a bit of a lull during the day Friday. I think round 2 late Friday, early Saturday, potentially maybe a little more into the weekend. Rains will exit early Monday, and then it's back to a drier and somewhat cooler pattern early next week. 7:07 now with an update on your Tuesday morning drive. Here's Jared.
Thank you so much, Steve. Appreciate you. You are looking live at I-12 westbound. This is over at O'Neill, heading towards Millerville Road exit. You can see it right there. And it's a little bit backed up. I would say the backup is about 4, maybe 5 miles, but they're still moving, just not very quickly. Split screen right here, I-10 at LA 415, looking out westbound, going towards the Lafayette and the Atchafalaya Basin. And here's a look at LA 1 North coming over the I-10 Mississippi River Bridge. Really not too bad so far, so good. Out towards Lafayette, MLK Drive, they've got a crash near Johnny Street. Then a little bit closer to the Baton Rouge area, we've got another cone up right over here. That is for an accident over, or I should say a stalled vehicle at College Drive over at Raby Street. And one more a little back up right over here. No incident or accident, but this is I-12 westbound as I was showing you. Once you get past Millerville Road and 4H Club Road, it starts to get a little better. It starts to open up a little bit more. Then we pogo out to the New Orleans and Kenner area, which is still a little bit backed up on I-10 eastbound near the airport, but right now the drive time between here and there is actually in really good shape. Going from Baton Rouge to Denham Springs, 15 minutes faster on the interstate, or you could take 190. That'll take you a lot more time, of course, with all the lights, nearing 30 minutes there. Look at the drive time. The Kenner is looking normal time, normal speed, and out to Lafayette in good shape at about 48 minutes. Matt and Liz, back to you.
Jared, thank you. Keep an eye on your traffic reports all morning long. But first, in our news headlines, we want to start you out in Georgia, where we are in the second of 3 days of a memorial for former First Lady Rosalind Carter.
So a number of things already happening, a number of things scheduled to happen, a number of ceremonies to honor her life, her legacy, and then laying in repose there in a pretty popular spot, something that meant a lot to her there in Georgia. You know, I was having a conversation with my wife yesterday about it, and she just brought up the fact, you know, look, we were both born in the 70s, okay? And so that's about the time. You had President Jimmy Carter there and single-term president. But the conversation was, is there, and I think it's a popular conversation, is there a president or perhaps a first couple who did more post-presidency than the Carters? And I think the argument can be made for them, certainly. They had a long time after service there in the White House, the things they've done together, the team, not just President Carter, but First Lady Carter as well, the thing they've been able to do. And so with her passing and the former president still in hospice as well, a lot of eyes on this because there's a lot of folks who really want to make sure that everybody knows what they were able to do.
Their legacy lives on in many ways. There, of course, with the Presidential Library, they were actually having some of the ceremony and services there. Their work with the Habitat for Humanity group, which they've been paying tributes all across the country for the homes that they've built. And so tomorrow's actually going to be really private ceremony day for the family. They're actually going to have a private ceremony, a funeral service in the church that they actually attended in Plains, Georgia. And then she's going to be buried in the land where family plots are there for the Carter family. So 2 of 3 days honoring a great First Lady who offered so much, not only during the presidential office during her her husband's term, but also well beyond his career. A very classy First Lady at that.
All that going on. Let's get you back into South Louisiana. I need to let you know about this. We got a shooting investigation still going on this morning after an evening shooting in Baton Rouge. You know where I-110 and Scenic, you know where I-110 kind of ends right there at Scenic? Just north of that, at a kind of a familiar grocery store for some.
That's it. The Baton Rouge Police Department actually tells us it'll butt you out that address at the S&Y grocery store. We're told 2 people were killed, or actually 2 people were shot, not killed, at that grocery store there. In fact, when we got to the scene there, our photographer getting video of this very vehicle, it looks like a Honda Accord, 2 bullet shots right there through the windshield and the deck of the car. So right now we're still left with a lot of questions as to what happened and why. As for the victims, we're told they are expected to be okay with non-life-threatening injuries, but as for what led up to the shooting, well, police would sure like to know what happened. So if you can maybe plug any holes in the investigation, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers at 344-STOP.
Keep that number handy. Grinches who are trying to steal Christmas, apparently. The Central Parish Sheriff's Office said whoever these folks are walked into a store along Airline Highway in Prairieville, walked into a store, grabbed a bunch of toys, and just moseyed on out. Didn't pay for nothing.
They sure didn't. And they didn't even mention what store this happened at, but just saying, look, during a time like this, we get it. Parents want to make sure that their kids have something, but this is not the way to do it. We have a number of toy giveaways, including WAFB's Toys for Tots program, to make sure that a kid gets something this Christmas, but this is not the way to do it. Stealing hundreds of dollars worth of toys from a local store, not the way. So if any of this looks familiar to you, we actually have some great, pretty clear surveillance footage for you to look and share. Well, go ahead and share that on Facebook and then call Crime Stoppers.
No other things to get to, so let's tear through some of these. These guys are still out there. The second escape from the East Baton Rouge Parish Juvenile Detention Center. This guy's been out there before. Recaptured. That's David Atkins. 2 of 17-year-olds still trying to be found this morning.
Go ahead and share this story as well and let them know.
This is actually some of what we've been talking about as we start to heat up and trying to heat our homes, making sure we have devices in our homes that can let us know if there's a fire.
Go ahead and take care of this today. It's Operation Save a Life. If you do not have working smoke detectors in your home, you can get one for free. Local fire departments working with the State Fire Marshal's office to go ahead and assess your home, figuring out where you need it, and they will come and install it for you.
Want to let you know about this as well. Kelly Hubbard was talking about a couple different things today. It is the holiday season, maybe trying to get in some extra work. Careful that that job application you're putting in, that company you're trying to access, is actually legitimate.
Be wary of scam job listings. If you are clicking on something that seems too good to be true, it probably is. Go ahead and verify that organization through the BBB's website. That's also a good place to make sure. If you ever get locked out of your social media account, if you ever get locked out of anything that requires a password, well, there's going to be people out there saying, hey, I can get you back in the account. You just have to pay me a couple dollars, maybe a couple $100. That is a scam in itself.
Yes,
red flags all around.
Please pay attention to all that stuff. I want to let you know if you want to be a part of this, talk about transportation issues in our little part of the world. Capital Region Planning Commission talking with a couple of federal agencies. It's tonight, 6 to 7, the East Baton Rouge Main Library on Goodwood Boulevard. Be a part of that. Don't want to be a part of this right now. Pelicans keep losing. But this is a lot of fun. You got LSU men's basketball taking on Syracuse. That's a big game tonight.
And they've got the same record coming into tonight?
Yeah, 4-2, 4-2.
How about it? And then Southern still on that tough schedule, playing with a third-ranked team, Marquette.
And so, yeah, guys, Steve, Jared, I know you guys have heard us talking about it. Southern men and women basketball right now, their preseason, pre-conference schedule, ridiculous. And it's all on the road. I mean, it is a gauntlet for the Jags right now.
Yeah, gauntlet is the word, man. That's about as tough as I've seen to start a season like that. I guess that can build some character, right? Build some toughness, and
let's hope.
Hopefully get you ready for SWAC play as they get into that, taking on such tough competition.
No kidding.
That's the goal. The women's, Southern women's, also going on that same tough schedule. So we'll see what happens. Keeping an eye on both games tonight. In the meantime, Steve, stunning start. You can see a beautiful sunrise, colder temperatures, but it's going to warm up a little bit today, right?
Yeah, chilly again this morning. So dress for it this morning. Otherwise, it's going to be a good-looking day. Cold again tomorrow morning, but still eyeing what looks to be a significant rain event arriving by late Thursday and continuing into the weekend.
It's kind of nice having a couple meteorologists right there.
I know, a pair of them in the house all week long. I love it. I love it. We'll see you for another weather and traffic check in 10.
Watch every newscast on the 9 News app and WAFB.com. You can also stream live with WAFB Plus on your smart TV. Sponsored by Ralph's Market. Visit us at ralphsag.com.